Martell, Holt, I'm gonna need you to get out your feelings, sir. You caused this. Deal with it. I'm back with a new review, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 3, Episode 2. Problems, but this land is not one of them. Let's talk about it. So, hey, the show starts off with Kimmy and Maurice talking. So, pretty much, it starts off where Kimmy is talking to Maurice, and the show starts off right where it left off, where it was at Tisha's graduation party or picnic. And she brings up how the fact that Tisha's family was saying that Kimmy pretty much was not supporting Tisha, how she was a bad sister, and how she doesn't check on Tisha, right? So then the show kind of jumps over to Tisha speaking to Marsal. She's thanking him for the gift and for the picnic, or we want to say graduation party, okay? Get together. And she's pretty much talking about how the event went well. And she even acknowledged herself that it pretty much went well because her mama Wanda, okay, wasn't there. So that goes to tell you a lot. The fact that Tisha's even coming out her own mouth saying that her mother not being at her event is the reason why her event went well. Y'all just keep that in mind, because that just tells you a lot, okay? So then it goes pretty much with Tisha and Marsal talking about, Tisha bringing up to Marsal how Kimmy, she had a conversation with Kimmy and how she let Kimmy know how she felt Kimmy wasn't being there for her, okay? And how she wasn't pretty much supporting her, and how they just pretty much had that conversation. And then Tisha goes ahead to bring up how Kimmy mentioned how when Kimmy was under fire about allegedly or supposedly she was dealing with Maurice when he was still going through his divorce or his marriage, how no one supported her. You know, and Tisha's bringing that up. And pretty much Marcel's like, yeah, it's nothing much you can do about that. And I'm like, come on, bruh. There's proof, okay? There's proof. There is proof, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and insert that little film here so y'all can see for yourself that Tisha was not supporting Kimmy, that she did not have Kimmy back when that all happened.
I can totally see your stance because that's shady, and that's a girl code.
That's the exact word I use.
Okay, and that right there. You see what I mean? Tisha girl, I'm gonna need you to stop. You playing, you crying wolf, boo. You crying wolf. Like no one's there and no one loves you and no girl. You know why Kimmy feel the way she feel. We all do. So then Marcel goes to bring how Tisha family was coming for him, right? How they was pretty much bringing up this alleged baby that Marcel has somewhere floating out here somewhere. And Tisha comes straight out and is like, you know, I'm not going for that. I wouldn't go for that if there was a baby that I didn't know about. And Marcel had the audacity to then go and say, well, if you had a baby out of our marriage, I would be okay with that. Boy, bye. No, you wouldn't. I ain't never known a man that has been cheated on or found out their woman was dealing with somebody else and they was okay. Men be butthurt. Men would cheat on their woman 1,000 times, and that woman could cheat one time, and he ends the relationship. And let's keep it 100. The fact that Marcel said he would be okay with that, it just makes me feel, okay, this is a feeling, I'm not saying it's true, that this man may think he may have a baby out here. He either got a baby out here, or he's starting to feel like it's a possibility and he don't know about that child yet. Because if you looked at his face when Tisha let him know, if I ever found out that you had a baby, I would take you for everything. He had this look like, damn, well, I hope she don't find out. And then goes to say, well, you already have everything. You know, well, you've taken everything. And I'm like, I don't know. Let me tell you something. If it's true, okay, baby, let me tell you something about Tisha and Marcel. The way I look at their relationship, Tisha seems like the type that will know Marcel or have caught Marcel cheating, but she would never tell no one else, not even her mother. She's the type that be like, you better not let any of chicks come out and say anything. If one chick crack her mouth, I'm taking your ass. Ooh, she gonna empty him out. Okay, he gonna be over there living and shacking up in a 1-bedroom apartment. Okay, roommating with Martell. Watch what I say if that's true. Okay, they will be roomies then. So then the scene goes back to Kimmy and Rory's talking, and they're speaking, and he's like, she pretty much don't know Kimmy. Let's just call it what it is. Kimmy is not going to change. She even said it herself. She's not going to change. She may change a little for more weeks, okay? But she's not going to change, and I don't see why she should. I like Kimmy. She's straightforward. She say it like it is. She doesn't sugarcoat. Okay, that's refreshing. That's refreshing. We need that on TV because too many people up here faking for the camera, and Kimmy's not one of them. So Kimmy Boo, keep doing you, girl. I support you. I support you. Okay. So then the scene goes to Martell picking up the kids at Mel's house, and first right off the bat, Mel is letting it be known that Martell has been on social media throwing jabs. Now, I will agree with her only because I told you in my last video in the first review of episode 1, part of this Facebook group, that even the castmates sometimes like a comment or respond or will get into like a whole dialogue about the show. And I have seen some jabs, okay? Martell, I will never, I'm not a man, I don't never want to be a man, and I will never understand how, and maybe women do it too, but it's like Martell is hurt that Mel left. It's like, yeah, I was cheating, but you wasn't supposed to leave. You wasn't supposed to, like, actually leave me. And I'm like, well, what was she supposed to do? I'm not understanding. And so now he is, like, bitter and salty. And he's just going around just trying to make Mel seem bad because he is having a hard time eating this alone, okay? So he goes to pick up. Mel comes downstairs. She's like, hey, can I talk to you outside for a minute? Can we all acknowledge how Mel was looking like a snack? Okay, she came down there with that dress snatched to that body. Okay, she was making sure that he knew what he was missing out. Honey, let me tell you something. He knew the day that you signed the divorce paper. He knew the day that you went and moved on out, okay? He knew. He knows. And don't think because we don't see Martell looking at her, he watched her. He looked at her. He's just real good at not showing that on camera. Because Martell is one of them people, keep the secrets in the household and don't tell the public, okay? Don't let everybody else know about their, keep it in the household. He's one of them old Southern men, okay? That's how Southern people are. Okay, you can kill everybody in the house, but don't go outside and tell everybody there's dead bodies in the house. Act like everything is good inside the house. He's one of those old Southern men, okay? So Mel but Mel starts off with the conversation basically saying how she would like for Martell to keep his word when he says he's going to pick up the kids. Because from our understanding on this episode, on this one scene, Martell, she will call and be like, hey, are you coming to get the kids? And he'll be like, nah, you can keep them, you got them, good. But then he kind of threw something back and Mel really couldn't say anything. He was like, well, the same goes for you. Okay, I'll tell you about coming to get the kids. You say you sick and you down in Georgia. So I really hate to see what has happened to their family. Like, I hate it. I hate it. Regardless, even though I can't stand Martell, I hate that this family is torn apart, okay? Especially based off his actions. Because it doesn't have to be like this, all right? And the fact that it is, it's like really disturbing to me. Because you can just tell, like, everyone is really trying to get the hang of this, like, new life because they've been together. Like, all they know is each other, you know? It's a disaster, okay? It's a disaster. And so then, Martell's like, well, you can't be cursing me out. You can't be calling me cursing me out. And Mel's like, hold on, but you've been on a bashing tour. You even went on Funky Diva and, like, tried to, like, bash me out. And honey, baby, when I said I was watching that live when Funky Diva was speaking to Mel, shout out to Funky Diva, and Martell was calling him, honey, I was gagging, okay? I was gagging. I was like, this man is relentless because he felt that, here's the issue. Mel doesn't bash Martell. Mel tells the truth. Martell does not like his business being on Front Street. Martell wants to do Martell and it not be a topic of discussion. That's not how it works. Once you get on TV, once you get in front of this camera, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, and you become a brand or you become a public figure, people are going to talk. Your shit is going to come out, sir. You should have known this. So then Mel's like, well, look, we need to go to counseling. We need to go to some type of therapist. And I thought it was really nice to see that they both agreed, especially Martell, that he would go see a therapist to help discuss on how to co-parent with the children. And honestly, once Martell get out his feelings and accept everything and kind of learn how to just deal with it in a more healthy way, they will be amazing co-parenters, okay? They will be great. They will be phenomenal. And I honestly think they will be, I wouldn't say friends, but I think them two will be able to laugh and joke years down the line and be able, because they have a history. You know, it's hard to completely hate someone that you have such a strong history with, okay, where you were friends. You could tell they were genuinely friends. You know, they wasn't just husband and wife, they were friends. And so I really think once they get through the beginning stages of this change, things will go a lot better for them and the children in the long run. So then we go to Martell waiting inside the house. He knocks on the door again. He goes inside the house because it's too hot outside to wait for the kids. And we are met with Mel's mom, right? She comes down, and baby, did you see when he tried to hug her mama and she just stood there with her shoulders straight down? Baby, I fell out. I said, no, that lady is not about to hug you. You done did her daughter and her kids wrong. Your kids wrong, her grandbabies. This woman not gonna hug you. And look, my mom wouldn't even do that. He wouldn't have came in. Okay, he'd have been scared for his life. So the fact that she let him in, that lady, she's a good person, okay? And she goes, well, you know, he pretty much mentions how he's been disrespectful. Like she's taken back by the things that Martell has been saying. And Martell is like tit for tat. I'm disturbed by the things that have been said about me. Bro, nothing has been said about you has been a lie. The proof is there, the receipts are there. Okay? And so then I'm like, okay, this is where we at with him. But then he tries to talk and says pretty much, he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to have the conversation. And he's trying to explain in his own way how things have been out of control. And she put her hands up like, okay, yes, save it. I don't want to hear it because she knows it's bullshit. Like he's trying to flip it and make it seem like someone said something bad about him. And if they did, sir, your point? Your point, sir? Mm-hmm. And then so Martell messy ass. Okay, I told y'all he exhausted. He goes, kids, come on, because your grandmama put her hands in my face. Now, how are you going to talk about Mel being loud and yelling and screaming in the house about your infidelity when y'all before the divorce, and then you do that? I just don't understand. He deflects so much, okay? So then he gets the kids, and he said he wants to leave because he don't want to say anything, something that he know he won't regret. Now, I commend him for that because we all know his mouth is messy, okay? Super messy. All right, so then he leaves with the kids, all right? So then we go to the scene where we see Maury's son, Monster. He's outside playing basketball. He comes inside, and pretty much we learn that Monster is now going to high school. Like, I feel like I'm getting old. Okay, because I remember when he first came down here. But he's going to high school, and he finally decided what school he wanted to go to. And he chose to go to a school with his cousin, which I believe is down here in Huntsville, because the cousin has, like, have spoken so highly about it, so he wants to go with his cousin. And so they're talking about him getting a summer job, and he's like, yeah, I want to mow the lawn. And Kimmy like, but it's grass outside that ain't been mowed. Like, what? And he's like, well, yeah, I asked my mom if he could give me one of those lawn mowers that you sit in, right? And they're pretty much like, so he wants to get paid with no work. And I'm like, I mean, it be hot out there. I ain't mad. Why not sit in one of the mow lawns? He's working. The grass is getting cut. All right, but I thought that was adorable to see their relationship. And how pretty much he's growing up. He's turning into a very young, very handsome young man, right? So then Maurice was like, well, let's call your mom, Kiowa. Let's tell her your decision of what school you're going to. They call Kiowa. And I love Kimmy. I don't care what y'all say. I just love me some Kimmy. Kimmy said it herself. She's going to interject herself until she's naturally brought up into her conversations because she is a part of this family, okay? So they speak to Kiowa. Masa tells Kiowa his decision, and that was that. But then Kiowa lets them two know, hey, like, I would like to speak with you too. I would like to have a conversation with you because the last time we spoke, we just didn't leave on good terms. And then we get a flashback of when they was on the first reunion after the first season where she said that Kimmy and Maurice was dealing with each other while they were still married and going through their thing. And pretty much she just wants to clear the air. Where I think Kiowa is, I think now that she's looked back on it on TV, and I think she probably is more at peace with it. She's now ready to sit down with both of them and have a conversation pretty much and just let it be known like there's no beef. But you can tell that Kimmy was a little nervous because the last time they sat down, it just didn't go well, right? But I just thought that was a big step. Me personally, I love to see adults mature and just deal things in a healthy manner, okay? We just came out of 4 years of dealing with a childlike president, okay? And childlike Congress. And they still are like just children, okay? I'm just so happy to see some adults actually mature, grow, and move forward. So then we get a scene where now we're with Mel, and Mel's at work, and her friend Tiffany comes. Let me tell y'all something. Tiffany messy. And if you saw what we're going to watch next week, Tiffany's messy. I don't know why, but Tiffany's on the wrong show. She should be on Love, what is it? Housewives of Atlanta. That's the vibe Tiffany gives me. Just messy, okay? But we're jumping ahead. But Tiffany comes. Now, Tiffany did show up on the season prior, and she, going through a divorce herself, and her divorce finally finalized, and she had a baby, and she's doing great. And so, pretty much her and Mel is discussing, and Mel's saying that she's falling in love with herself again, getting to know herself. And Tiffany gets her experience how it was really rough. It was hard for her when she was first going through her divorce, but she wouldn't change anything, how everything has just turned out wonderful for her. And I think that is awesome. But then we learn that Mel's in the process of rebranding her company, and also while rebranding her company and working, she still has her 4 kids, and she's trying to balance them both, and it is a lot, And so she pretty much asked Tiffany to come here because she's needing Tiffany to help her get some interns. Tiffany has a background where like she has HR, and I guess like she's very business savvy, so she will be helping Melanie get 1 or 2 interns to help her in working, through all her business adventures that she had. Because we all know our girl Mel is leveling up, okay? We all gonna learn something from her. So then we also learn that Destiny is going to be having an event, and she invited Tiffany to go to meet Destiny. Now, here's my thing. Why you invite someone that did not get an invite herself directly from the person who's throwing a birthday bash, Mel? I wouldn't like for somebody to invite someone to my event that I personally don't know, especially if it's my birthday. Okay, but that's next week. Oh, baby. So then we get to Martell showing up at Chris' house. Now, I was wrong about Chris, and I can own that. I said Chris was sneaky. Chris is not sneaky, okay? Chris knew. Chris knew by telling Martell that the developers wanted Mel to work on that 47 acres was going to be a problem. Because look, did you see the scene? Did you see it? So they get to talking. Chris is in the middle of getting his builder's building license. And Martell's like, oh yeah, I know all about that. Sure you do. Because what we learn in this scene is Melanie Hope is the one all this time had the building license, okay, and the deed. So it leads me to think, Martell, what was your job with Holton Hope? What did you do? Because I'm really getting a strong vibe that Mel carried this whole thing. She was the breadwinner. But her being a good woman, she let. That's why Martell ass had all that free time to cheat. That's why. Because Mel was doing everything. She was doing everything. He had way too much free time. She should have gave his ass some more job. Gave him some more duties. He wouldn't have had time to be over there messing with that girl. Okay? So Chris breaks the news to say, look, the developers wanted me to speak with Mel about her building. And Martell did not like that. Martell feels that Chris shouldn't even be asking her. He shouldn't even be talking to her. You shouldn't even know who Melanie is. That's my ex-wife, okay? And when the developers came to you and asked you about Mel, you should have told them no. You should have came to me first before you even asked Mel. Hold on, sir. But you're not the one with the license. So why would he come to you? And Chris got a job to do. And goddamn it, he did his job. Okay? And let me tell you something. Martell burnt so many bridges with people. He is such a bad look because of all the drama that has came from his infidelity. Though no company wants to be linked with him. Okay? Of course companies are going to go with the one who got done dirty. Okay? You are the one who did the dirt. You're not a good look, sir. You're tainted. You're tainted, Martell. You're going to have to prove to a lot of these companies and businesses that you're not tainted. So then Martell did let us know that he is trying to get back on his feet. Pretty much like, I need to work. I'm trying to get back on my feet, so why didn't you come to me? And Chris is like, you're making this personal. This is business. This is not personal. Like, you're my friend, but this is a business, and I have a business to do. And I feel him. Like, Martell is demanding loyalty from people when he could not give none to his marriage, honey. It's called karma. It's called karma. You are demanding something that you did not give your wife. You are doing something. You even betrayed Marsau. Even if Marsau was cheating and had a million girls on the side, you betrayed your friend because you were salty that your crap was out there, sir. You showed no loyalty to nobody. Therefore, no one has to show it to you. But I'm just saying. He was real adamant how Chris needs to be loyal to him. But why? So Chris supposed to hurt his pocket for your friendship, for your loyalty? Wait, why? And so pretty much it ends with Martell being pissed off that Mel is pretty much getting that business, okay? So then we go to our last scene where we are seeing Martell and Mel meet together to go see a therapist to help with their co-parenting, right? And I was even thrown back, okay, that they were able to get Mel and Martell to sit in the confessional together. And honestly, I just thought that was pretty cool. Okay. Now, me personally, the only way they could have got me to do that is to have two chairs with a gap in the middle. Put a plant in the middle, a lamp. I don't want his arm touching my arm. I'm that petty. Okay. Matter of fact, no, I don't know. We want to do our because I might hurt him. But I thought it was really awesome to see the maturity that they were able to sit together. I just hate to see them separated. I really do. But I hate to see what has happened to their marriage. So they're going to meet the therapist. And can we mention how tight Martell's shirt? Can his shirt get any tighter? Can his pants not? I ain't gonna lie. It was nice watching him walk away. Okay? It was nice watching Martell walk away. He does well in the gym. But Jesus, can his shirt get any tighter? Like, bro, we know you got muscles. To me, it's just not attractive to see. I didn't even know they made stretchy button-up shirts. You know what? We're getting off topic. So it starts off where they go meet the therapist. They sit, and Martell starts off where he doesn't really feel that he wants his children to see a therapist. He thinks that they're doing just fine. They're dealing with the divorce fine. But then Mel dropped some bombs on us or some jewels on us that's not the case. The kids aren't doing well. The oldest is withdrawn. She is like, she's pretty much withdrawn, and now she's like really to self. The baby girl, not the youngest, but the second born, who we met in the first season, they call her Bossy, and she is so adorable. I love her. All the kids. she is writing music, and the song is about being heartbroken. Now, in this case, I do think the divorce has something to do with it, but let's all be fair. Mel, you was running around here singing that song that you made that they knew was about their daddy. Okay, so she is going to emulate what you do. So you can't really put that all on Martell. Okay, I'm just saying. Sis, you gotta be careful what you do. I have 2 girls. You gotta be careful because they will do what their mama do, okay? And they will express how their mama express their emotions when they're going through something. And then we learned that the youngest, the baby boy, is very resentful towards Martell. And you could tell when you saw Martell's face that he's hurting. Martell's hurting. As much as I can't stand Martell, he's hurting. He know he ruined his family. He even acknowledged it in the therapy session that he know that he made the bed and now he gotta lie in it. You know, this is all his doing. This is all his doing. Okay. So then Mel pretty much come out and go, look, you know, I would like for you to keep your word. If you're saying you're gonna come pick up the kids, come pick up the kids. That's pretty much it, you know. Let's do that. So then Martell's like, yeah, well, right now he's going through a lot. He's trying to get back on his feet. He's trying to get back into work. You know, financially, he's hit hard through the divorce. And you could tell, like, Martell got the shit into the stick of this divorce, and Mel did not, okay? And when he was talking about his struggles, Melanie started crying. And, you know, I understand where she's coming from. And she made a very good statement. She said in a confessional that if you've been with someone for 12 years, like, you know, and you don't feel hurt and you don't feel bothered that they're struggling and that they're hurt and they're going through it, then, you know, you never really loved that person. And I agree. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it was hard to see Martell like that because I don't think Martell shows much vulnerability, especially on camera. But you can tell, like, this is hurting him. He is hurt. But it's by his doing. So it's kind of hard to feel hurt and stay. I mean, it's kind of hard to feel sorry for him completely. It's like, damn, you feel bad, but you did this. You caused this, okay? And can we go ahead and talk about how Mel was trying to comfort him and he was like, what you doing? What you doing? Why would you do that? And he looked at the camera. Okay. I think he did that. I mean, I could be wrong. But I feel Martell did that because he know that girl Curry. Because I ain't going to say her first name. But that Curry, we're going to call her by her last name. I believe it's Curry. She be watching the show. Or her friends or family watch the show and they report back to her. And he knows that if he shows any type of towards Mel, it's going to get back to her. And it's going to be, look, I think he's trying to keep from being on child support. Okay, or something. Or trying to keep her happy. I could be wrong. Or maybe it's just that, no, he didn't want somebody to think something. Okay, because there was no need for him to respond like that. And Mel was like, oh, okay, I won't touch you. And he looks right over at the camera. Y'all ever notice, anytime Martell feels uncomfortable and he feel like he's being put on a spot, he looks directly at the camera. He glances at it. And that's exactly what he did, okay? And he made it seem like, yeah, it's kind of hard to kind of get her, her affection. No, it ain't, bro. No, it ain't. Because from our understanding, you've been asking for your family back every day. That's what Mel said. And you like, no, I don't. Anytime we talk about the kids, bro, who you got to prove? Aren't you out here taking pictures of strippers? Like, he don't want Curry. He don't want her. He's settling with her because he can't be alone. Martell don't know how to be alone. He is one of the people that gotta have somebody. Okay? And he's gonna settle for what he can get because Mel done left his ass alone. Okay? So he's gonna deal with Curry. And let me tell you something. If Curry dropped him for real, he wouldn't know what to do. Okay? And that's what that was. Okay. Boom. That's what that was. And so then Mel brings up how he can't do that. He can't check out. You have kids. You have 5 kids. Okay? I got 5 on it. You got 5 kids, sir. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay? 5. And he's like, you doing? Don't do that. Don't do that. And she's like, no, like, it has to be addressed. You have 5 kids now. You can't just check out. And he's like, yeah, I got him, and I've been doing a great job. And she's like, I guess. You know, Mel's trying not to embarrass you, sir. She's trying. You need to simmer down now, sir. Simmer down now. Then they go to the confessional where they're discussing with each other how Martell feels that Mel was yelling and screaming in the house, and that's why the kids know what happened of his cheating and infidelity. And in a way, I do agree. Like, but it happens, you know, that the kids gonna know. It's gonna impact the kids, right? And if you're loud and yelling, the kids are gonna listen. But Mel has a point too. Mel's like, yeah, well, you should have kept your ding dong in your pants, and we wouldn't be here. And he had the audacity to say, yeah, we would. No, though, you wouldn't, sir. Ooh, that's when I say Martell works my skin. You know what it is? Because I dealt with a man like him that try to gaslight you, that try to put on a front like he don't know what it is, and it grinds my gears. Okay, so every time Martell do it, I just, I don't see how she deal with him. I don't see it because he's so annoying. Like, he can't own up to his shit. He owned up to it to a certain extent. Look, I can make a whole video just going off on Martell because he's a trigger. Martell's a trigger for me, okay? Yes, he's a trigger. And so that's when Mel's like, pretty much, Martell be begging for her back, like, every other day. And he like, no, I don't. No, I don't. And he looks over at the camera. And I'm like, well, that's how you know Martell's trying to, like, baby, that side chick boy, he don't have no respect for that woman at all. She ain't got no respect for herself. Let's just keep it 100. And so pretty much, Mel brings up the other child and say, hey, he has 5, and this is what it is. And she would like for him to discuss with their children that they have together about their sibling, the baby. And he's pretty much like, I don't want to talk about that, but at some point, sir, you're going to have that conversation. You don't want Mel to have it. You don't. So, sir, I'm going to need you to go ahead and find some time, seek a therapist one-on-one that's unbiased, and really work on letting your kid know that they now have another sibling outside. And I'm pretty sure that oldest one knows. Because these kids be on the internet, they can search and Google anything. I'm pretty sure they know. I'm pretty sure they heard conversations. They know. They know there's another kid. They know they have a little brother or sister. They know. And so then it pretty much ends. The therapist gave them some great advice. I really liked her. I thought she was pretty good. And how they are a good team. And pretty much she gave her story on her situation, on how, it is best to break this news to the children. And so I thought that was pretty awesome. And I think as long as they go to her, they're going to do great. So then maybe we get to the end of this episode and they get outside. And Mel's like, oh yeah, this was good help, She brings up the Chris and his wife. I forgot why, but she brings them up. And that's when Martell's like, oh yeah, speaking of Chris, I spoke to Chris. And Chris told me that he asked you about the building on the 47 acres. And that you did have my back. He acknowledged that Mel had his back. And told Chris to come to Martell, right? But Martell's like, so are you gonna do it? And she like, well, I'm thinking, you ain't never built nothing. And, I told him that he shouldn't have came to you, and you should have just told, pretty much he feels that Mel should have told Chris no and said, no, that's Martell land, let Martell do it. But here's the thing. She's the deed, she's the license. Why should she miss out on money because you can't do it? I mean, I'm not understanding this one-sided loyalty. I'm not getting. Martell wants everyone to be loyal to him, but don't know what loyalty is. Okay? So he gets his attitude, and you know what? Bye. And he walks off. I told y'all it was nice to watch him walk away. Okay, I'm sorry, Mel. You can't deny that, sis. If you go back and watch that, it was nice to watch him walk away. He still ain't shit though. And they're pretty much going to a whole screen match. And I agree with somebody I saw in the comment section under this video. Look, Mel, I get this is your ex-husband. I get y'all have a history. And honestly, this is probably the only good, decent check he getting is on the show. But male, that man is out to make you look bad. Until he gets some healing done, sis, you need to stay away. You need to have someone there to permeate with y'all. I mean, it's no reason to be scared of the man, but I honestly, genuinely feel that this man is going to do everything he can to try to tarnish Mel. Let me tell you something. Mel is doing great. She's excelling in life. This divorce did not hinder her at all. If anything, it did her very well. And Martell's having a hard time watching that. And now the one thing Martell thought he was going to get some moolah off of, Mel going to get. Sir, you need to get your priorities in check and get them in order quickly. And Mel, you need to watch yourself, sis. That man has it out for you. Okay, you was not supposed to ever leave him. He was never going to leave that heifer because he admitted last season he was in love with her. And he probably not going to leave her now. But Mel, protect yourself at all costs, sis, because that man got it out for you. We all can see it. It ain't a person who don't watch the show that don't see that, okay? That's my message to you, boo. Somebody send it to her. She needs to know that. We see it. Sometimes it takes the people on the outside to see what a person on the inside can't see. That man got it out for Mel. Especially now that she's getting his projects. I'm going to tell you something. It's 2021. Men are out here attacking women at a full alert, okay? At a full alert. Y'all better be careful out here. When you see these men get so angry at you, leave right away. Do not stick around. It ain't worth it. That's what I did, girl. And I'm still alive to this day to tell you the story, okay? So, that was it. That was our episode. That was episode 2 of season 3. I thank you all for watching and viewing, for those of who you do. I told y'all I was going to stay consistent with this show because this is my show, okay? And I hope that everyone enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment below. Let me know how you feel, what you think. And we will be back for episode 3 next week. And as I always say,